more Korean monitor goodness. Now this one's a little bit special because it's a 34-inch ultra-wide. It's a 4K ultra-wide, 3440 by 1440. Some people get mad when you call that 4K ultra-wide, but it's 3440 by 1440. And the refresh rate on this one is 100 hertz. Now the first question in everyone's head, it's also curved as you can see. The first question in your head, I know, is what's the panel? Well, this is a VA panel made by Samsung. And here's why this is kind of special. Samsung has not actually used this panel yet. They've got a monitor coming out in a few weeks, but somehow the guys in Korea over here at Microboard, they got their hands on this panel and they've already put together a really nice looking monitor that works really well. This is mainly going to be for gaming, but you can also do some productivity on it. Entertainment is going to be great on this too. Now the curved monitor, if you've never used one of those before, and you're someone who is doing like graphic design, editing, and that sort of thing, you may find that it's a little bit perturbing because on the edges, the straight lines, if you're looking at a timeline or something, the straight lines seem to bend a little bit. But if you're playing a video game, it's really immersive. If you're watching a movie or something like that, it can really help because with a monitor this wide, the edges can sometimes be lost, and this brings them back into your periphery. Speaking of your periphery, 178 degree viewing angle on this one. It comes out of the box 8 millisecond response time. Now, there's a setting in here that allows you to turn it up to like a higher response time. We couldn't tell any difference here in the studio. Brad's been playing like some games on this at the regular setting and then turning it up to the higher setting, and high seems to, they say does 4 milliseconds, but no one could really tell the difference. Also, as far as speed goes, 100 hertz at the 3440 by 1440, and that supports FreeSync. So you have FreeSync implemented from 42 all the way up to 100. So that's a pretty good FreeSync implementation. A lot of times it'll be like 42 to 65, and you're like, why you even let me have this, man? It's like dumb. Why do you do this, huh? Do people like that play games? Yes, they do. This one has more full FreeSync implementation than I've seen on a lot of panels. I wish it went a little bit lower because, this size, you may end up dropping below 42 on some games. However, there's another thing we could talk about here. If you're running this at 2560 by 1080, which still looks pretty good on a monitor this size for your games and that sort of thing, you can go all the way up to 144 hertz. Now there's more specs, 3000:1 contrast ratio. The VA panel looks pretty good. The blacks are nice and black. And I didn't notice any input lag whatsoever. That was something you don't really notice much with a VA panel. Now, as far as all your different inputs and outputs and all that kind of stuff, DisplayPort 1.2, HDMI 2, and DVI on here as well. I would recommend using the DisplayPort, but also HDMI 2 is just going to be totally fine. Also on the back here, you'll notice it's a glossy white panel that likes fingerprints. Around the side here, we have metal. The stand is nice and metally. If you guys want the full dimensions, head over to the website. Now, the white on the back, that's up to you guys. One thing that's interesting about the white is if you wanted to maybe, set up your room and put some LEDs behind here, you could put you probably could affix some LEDs to the back of the stand here, and then have them shine off the back of the white. So just an idea. Since the glossy white, it will really help to reflect any LED light you want to put for ambiance behind your monitor. One other thing to note while we're talking about different ports and stuff. It comes with the Korean power plug, but it's just a standard 3-prong like computer cable you'd plug into the back of your computer or the monitor. So I'm sure you've got one of those lying around. Just grab that if you're in America, Europe, wherever, and plug it into the back of your monitor, and you will be just fine. Now let's talk about some of the options or the features of the panel. We got 5 buttons on the front. It doesn't really have any presets that we could tell, just standard stuff. And then we have different modes you can switch from, contrast and all that stuff. But you can switch from RGB. Like a full RGB to a limited RGB. So depending on what you have plugged in here, you may need that. Most of you guys will be fine just leaving it on full RGB and going from there. Now, one other thing that's pretty cool about this is you can actually use multiple displays and do like a split screen and put one display on one side and one display on the other. So if you're someone who's like, ooh, I could get this and use it for 2 different things, 2 different computers, one a console and then maybe a computer on at the same time, you can have like your cheats on one side and then be playing your old school console on the other. Who knows? Whatever you guys want to do, you can do it with this panel, and that's kind of cool. So recommendations as far as GPUs go to power this guy, a Fury or a Fury X, that's the top recommendation because this has FreeSync. If you're someone who's just club green and you cannot be converted otherwise, or you already have an NVIDIA card, as long as it's a 1070, you should be able to max out most games and play them sort of in that sweet spot with the frequency response rate on this. So 1070 or higher should be just fine. All right, let me tell you a few things we do not like about this. The thing only tilts, doesn't swivel, doesn't pivot. That's all you get here, just a tilt. Doesn't slide up and down or anything like that. It's It's one of those girlfriends that just lies there in the bed and makes you do all the work. As far as the things we don't like, I mean, the white on the back may turn off some people. Tends to enjoy fingerprints. If you get fingerprints on the front here, it's a little bit difficult to get off. You may need to get like some better cleaner. Just wiping it with a rag doesn't really get it off as easily as we thought. The instructions and everything, or I guess the OSD, it's in Korean. Takes a minute, a few bits of head scratching to switch that over to English, unless you've got a Korean friend that can come help. Other than that, there's not much to complain about. The viewing angles are good. The colors look pretty good. It's a nice Samsung panel. The price is cheaper than the Samsung by a few $100s as well, the one that's going to be coming out, so not bad. So the refresh rate, the resolution, FreeSync, and you know, this size with a curved display, all nice things. Also, the backlight bleed, it's virtually unnoticeable. So I didn't notice anything. Nobody else noticed anything here. So very good job with the monitor here. One other thing to note is that, yes, you're not getting the actual Samsung. You're getting a Microboard, and you're not going to get a guarantee of these things being, you know, pixel perfect or anything like that. So there's that. You're saving a few $100. You're taking a slight gamble. I mean, ours came perfect. I think a lot of people out there on the internet are saying that theirs is in good shape. So there you go. As far as mounting options go, you can mount it up, you know, with a Visa style mount. Other than that, it's got a nice quick release on the back, which I freaking love. Makes my life very easy. So for the money in this resolution and this size, about as good as it gets. There's going to be more competition coming out, so I would watch the price on this, see if it goes up and down for the holidays. Who knows? So you have it, the Microboard M340CLZ. Get it while it's hot, or what's a good outro? Let's click on the stuff over there. All right, guys, bye.